There once was a young man named Ion who lived in a quiet village nestled at the base of a towering mountain. All his life, he had looked up at that mountain, dreaming of one day standing on its peak. Many had tried before him, but no one from the village had ever made it to the top. Some returned with stories of fierce storms and narrow ledges, others never returned at all. The mountain had earned a reputation, impossible. But Ion was different. He didn't see the mountain as an obstacle, he saw it as a challenge. So one morning, before the sun had even touched the summit, he set off with a small pack, a determined heart, and a belief that he could make it. The journey was brutal. On the first day, he slipped on a loose rock and sprained his ankle. Most would have turned back, but Ion made a splint and pressed on. On the third day, a storm rolled in, and he took shelter in a narrow cave, soaked and shivering. Still, he didn't quit. Days turned into weeks. He ran low on food, battled fear, and often questioned his decision. But something inside him burned brighter than the doubts, the dream of the summit. Finally, after 30 grueling days, Ion reached the peak. The air was thin, the wind icy, but the view? It was unlike anything he had imagined. The entire world seemed to stretch out below him, silent and still. Tears rolled down his cheeks, not just from the cold, but from the overwhelming sense of accomplishment. When he returned to the village, thinner and weathered, no one believed he had done it. But he didn't argue. He didn't need to. The climb had changed him. The boy who had left was gone. In his place stood a man who knew that limits were just lines we draw around ourselves. Years later, others followed his path. Inspired by his story, they climbed too, some succeeded, some failed, but none doubted it was possible anymore. Because Ion had shown them that what once seemed impossible was only waiting for someone brave enough to try. Moral: the path to your dreams may be steep, lonely, and full of setbacks, but with persistence and courage, even the tallest mountain can be conquered.